This week on the Push Pull Loads podcast, you guys gave us all our content, so we're just answering all your questions. Three, two, one. Walking is boring, Dan.
Hey guys, welcome to the Push Pull Legs podcast with myself, Dammy.
And me, Tom Hall. What's going on about?
Good mate, what's that all about? Walking boring.
Walking is boring.
Okay.
That's what, no, you have no idea. I've been walking up hills for the last week, apparently, because I've got to do that free peak thing.
Oh, you're actually training for it? Oh my god, man. Come on.
Just got to walk up hills. It's just the... I just thought I'd walk up hills.
You say not doing it, but...
Yeah, you're not doing it. So if anyone didn't know, if you want to give me some money, I'll put the link in the bio. Down below.
Tom got pressured into going on a 3-peak challenge.
By 2 clients and Doug.
I think it's by one person, more so than anyone else.
Definitely by you. I'm assuming by you.
Yeah, by me.
So yeah, almost at my donation target. But I'm going to make... If you have never rated us on podcast, then you clearly owe us money. So just give it to charity instead.
Mate, do you know what? I think there's been another 1-star review, by the way.
Is there?
I think there's 3 now. I can't work out because it's so small. I can't work it out. Do you know what I mean? Like with the little star thing, I can't work it out. But there's definitely only one, obviously 4-star one. But I can't work it out. You need to double check it, mate. But I think someone's trolling us. Someone's trolling.
No. You mean people disagree with what we say?
Possibly. You just turn off, do you know what I mean? But they don't leave a review. They never write anything, do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's just like leave it 1 star and run off. Brilliant, what I mean? You're hard, aren't you? You're hard. Idiot. At least write something.
I'd like the kind of the feedback.
Let's improve then.
Or the feedback could be...
If it's just because you're wrong and you don't agree with us, that's not our problem, mate. Or that's you.
Just dislike... I like the fact that somebody's gone to the bother of listening to us, or gone to the bother of rating us that much, because...
I reckon people just doing that, innit? Just rating us, just to be annoying.
They haven't listened, or...
Of course they've never listened.
Rival show? Is it going to be a rival show, then? Jesus.
They just know it's us that do the podcast.
Dislike us? What are you talking about?
Oh, no, we never speak our minds, do we?
Never rub somebody the wrong way.
Yeah, we can't be. It's probably someone from Gymshark, to be fair.
We'll get onto that later, mate.
See the future.
More than likely. But yeah, if you want to donate, do it. 3 peaks. In my bio.
Right, guys. Tom's got enough rich clients that can donate. Don't worry about it. All right.
Yeah. Dan's got to donate. If Dan donates, 100%.
Mate, I donate my time every fucking week doing it with you. You know what I mean? Like, come on. But no, in all seriousness, I got the message from Doug ages ago. I think I was in the initial email of people he sent to try and get on it. Then he went to I think 3rd or 4th round. It was probably you,
even though I wasn't going to be free this month.
He
suddenly became free.
And I was like, maybe maybe it'd be quite a cool thing. I never say yes to these sorts of things. Maybe I should do it. And then I was like, but now I've got to bother people with the donation.
Imagine
form.
if you do it with me.
Well, do you know what? Now I look back and actually it would have been good fun now. Looking back. But unfortunately, Tom, hindsight's a wonderful thing. But yeah, I was just like, I just thought I just wouldn't be able to raise enough money because I haven't got any friends. No one likes me. And it just seemed like a lot of aggro. But then you've done it. So.
As recording this show, I think I need, tip my target, I think I need 270 quid.
Mate, that's like 1 session for you for PT.
I did say that. I was like, if my client, if I don't get that, I'll just do a couple of days, a day of just be like, instead of paying me, just pay the charity. Be fine. So,
like I said, mate, 1 session. So it's
like 1 session's about something amount of money between 85 and 100 quid.
270 quid, isn't it?
270 quid now, just for 1 day.
Oh, it is.
3-hour session, mate. It's fine.
Easy.
Imagine that'd be awful. I wouldn't even want to train.
Oh my god, can you imagine?
3-hour session with me.
Well, I do a fucking 1.5 hour podcast.
That's very true. We got topics. Well, what's been going on in your week? Dan has decided. Oh, I'm burping. Sorry, Diet Coke on the go. Also, Mini Magnum just obliterated.
Yeah.
Dan has joined another podcast. What the hell, man?
You
didn't
see,
inform me at all,
right?
and
this is my
just come up.
Right.
Like, what the hell? I think are you leaving the band?
This is my.
I have to find another. Basically, I am auditioning for another co-host.
Well,
As of now.
to be fair, this is my
I'm just
my
inviting
defense
you
in
every
this.
single time.
My defense.
What's that?
in this-
Okay.
My defense is that I don't actually run any podcasts. I just turn up to them. So Mike is running the thing. I'm just rocking up, talking shit like I do on this one. This is your baby, Tom. It's your podcast. I just rock up, chat shit, get bullied, and go home.
I've actually been on every episode. So.
Yeah, so it was one of those where it's funny actually because I think someone asked me ages ago. I think it was at the Sucks event actually. Someone asked me. They said, "Oh, would you start a podcast now, or whatever?" And I was just like, "No, I wouldn't." And it's funny because obviously coming up to it, like again, Mike suggested. I was just like, "Do it if you want." I was like, "I'm not going to do it. I was like, I'm not putting the effort and the time into doing it, and working all that stuff out." I was like, "You can do it. I'll rock up. I'll talk to you, but that's it. Like, I'm not involved in marketing it because again, like I've talked about with this one, I just don't know how to do it. I don't get how we still don't know. Like,
We still don't know. I'm also in the wrong business for bother marketing it.
Yeah, you're like, you're just not interested in marketing at all.
One-to-one mentor.
So we just rely on people enjoying it and sharing it with their mates and stuff. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. But yeah, I stand by it. Like, I genuinely we kind of doing it because we think. Obviously, we're apart now, so for us, it will be a way of.
Well, we broke up.
No, not you moron. But because we're obviously not doing as many videos or as frequently as we used to be because of locations, we thought it'd be a good way for us to just put out some more content that's similar to what we do or whatever. But yeah, don't worry, Tom. Don't worry, mate. I know you're getting upset. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Okay, all right. I'm still going to turn up to this one and chat shit and contribute nothing. It's fine.
It's fine. It's all right. That's been 3.5 years, mate. So
Exactly. So
used to it. So we'll have to just dive through the
it's
guests.
interesting because we did chat about like the whole podcast thing, and we were just saying how
Me and
like
you?
it was. Yeah. No, I was talking to Mike about the podcast.
All right. Okay. Cool.
Let's get real confusing now. Let's keep it real short and then we'll change subject.
Yeah,
But anyway, we were talking about it and we were like, we don't want it to be just like another fitness podcast where you bring on every single, person in the evidence-based crowd that everyone else has done. Like, we try not to, like, for example, we've never had Mike Israel on. It's like, well, we wouldn't talk about anything. Like, the people we've had on have been quite different, I think, to other people have brought on. And we don't want it to be based around that whole, like, shit of just like... Oh, so should we train reps in reserve or should we train to failure? And like, no, we don't really know, man.
I put that on my post today.
I know. Nothing, that's why. So yeah, it's going to be a bit more light-hearted. And like I said, Mike's taking the lead on it, so don't expect it to have any sort of structure or flow or anything to do with training. It'll probably be more nutrition.
Is Mike training?
Because out of me and Mike, I'm the one that knows more about training, so that tells you about everything. And how much training he knows.
Fucking hell. Jesus Christ.
You just buzz it down again. Simple.
I mean, that is simple. That's
It
all
works.
it is about, to be fair.
It works.
Doesn't matter. Alright, yeah, mate. Well, my week's busy, so hate.
Yeah,
it.
you're like real busy at the moment, aren't you, mate?
Yeah, unfortunately.
You're not having to do work for a change.
Work and stuff. I've got a day off in 11 days, and then climbing peaks, so interesting. I'm at Exos for 4 days.
What?
Not at Exos. I'm doing phase 1, I believe. So I'm going to be bouncing around for a few days, doing stuff, pillar prepping. But it'll be fun. It'll be interesting with some chaps. Yeah, if anybody hasn't, they used to be called Athletes Performance. They do loads of the NFL guys, draft and blah 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 blah. I think they were responsible for nearly like 43% of the draft, something like that. Crazy.
They're really taking it over.
They're really smashing it. So, yeah, doing well. So we're going to do phase 1 of their mentorship scheme for 4 days, and I'll get my phase 1 certification. Be pretty fun, I think. That means I'll be qualified to jump up and down, basically.
Yeah, that's always good.
As opposed to just jump up and down. So.
Well, the difference there would be you're qualified or you're a CrossFitter. So.
Very true. Very true. So. I'm
one step ahead of those CrossFitters. Mate.
Right now, I'm a CrossFitter. Just pretending. Not even pretending to be a CrossFitter. I'm not even a legit one. So, and then I'm going to go qualified to jump up and down. So that's pretty good. Pretty excited. Bought some new shoes because.
Just baller now, and that's what you can do.
Absolute baller. Yeah, should be fun. Need to come and get mine. I'm going to go to Bath soon.
Yeah, come to Bath soon.
October.
I also, as well, like, I'm going to say this on the podcast because I think I'll be more accountable to it then as well. But I've said it out loud to a couple of people now. But I'm going to make the effort to come into London more often, Tom.
I think you're here enough, to be honest.
You don't have to see me if you don't want it, mate. I've got to choose back a lot quicker if I had been. No, I think I'm going to try and, like, the odd day here and there, just make the effort to come in and just catch up and train with people and stuff. And, like, I'll tell you in advance, Tom, so you can leave London. Don't worry,
Cool,
it's fine.
yeah.
Not be on.
I'll
give you plenty of notice, mate. But I just don't be offended if you see me in London with other people. Do you know what I mean? And you bailed on me. Don't worry about it. I've got other friends.
I'll be busy. It's fine.
Yeah, I know, that's what I mean. Don't worry about it.
But yeah, all right. We should talk about things, I guess.
We have been talking about things, mate. Really important things.
Really important things. We have questions. So this is going to be basically a Q&A episode. We haven't done for a while, have we? But more for the fact as I believe Natasha just filled our inbox full of.
Filled your box. What?
Filled our inbox.
Okay.
Yeah, slid into both of mine and Dan's DMs. Jesus.
I mean, there's loads of space. There's no one else's.
There's nothing else in there. So
That's
absolutely. Yeah, but it was long. That's why I was just like...
Yeah, she basically wanted us to write a training. Basically, want us to write a training plan for her for free.
I mean,
basically,
as if we do we charge for that normally?
I would charge a lot for that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I charge too much apparently.
Yeah.
So.
Thought we could run a podcast, so at least everyone else could benefit from it.
Yeah, very much. Just give it free for a few thousand people instead. Be fine. Yeah. So we're gonna have a stab at answering it. We're trying to read through it, Natasha. It's a tough read. I'm not. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm not joking now, but I think my master's thesis was shorter.
Yeah. It's tough. We won't read it all because there's other shows that like just read out the questions the whole time, and even at how long it is, we'll give it a gist of it. Okay. So question time. We've got about 4, 5, 6 questions we're meant to answer. I guess we should have some sort of time cap on Natasha's one, definitely, because I think it'll take 20 minutes. We'll read out the question, mate. Jesus Christ. Right. So blah 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 blah. Basically, obstacle course racer. What a great job. I mean, unreal. If that is actually a job.
Is that like a professional tough mudderer?
Professional tough mudderer.
Yeah, mudderer.
Mudderer, yeah?
Mudderer?
Tough runner? Tough mudder runner.
Yeah.
There we go. Professional, though.
You get paid for that? People get paid for that?
Do you base it off the winnings? There can't be that much winnings?
I can't. I don't know.
Well, Natasha, slide back into the DMs, eh? So
yeah, let us know.
Let us know. See if there's something we need to get into, mate. We'd be good at that, won't we?
No, you couldn't pay me to do it.
Get muddy, very true. Not
couldn't pay me to do it, mate. It's exercise in the cold.
So, a professional obstacle course racer. She's been told that she needs to do compound movements, so I guess deadlift, squats, bench press, maybe. For sport performance, and isolated movements don't cut it for power generation. And it's not just about focused muscle building. And then she lists a load of like stuff. She's not too great at squatting, but can leg press pretty well. Is okay at deadlifting. Is far better at split squatting than she is at actually squatting. So bilaterally squatting. So I guess like unilateral work is being had. So we'll answer this one first. So I guess it's the obstacle racers. Is it a necessity to be compound lifting? And I'm guessing when compound lifting, that means kind of strength work. Hopefully we're not really doing this for hypertrophy work, because that should be a given. Rep range is lower of 8s and 7s, generally speaking. Intensities of what, Dan?
High, Tom.
Brilliant. All right, we're going to go for percentages. If you know your rep maxes of, 80 to 81% and up. Cool. 2 R&R.
80% and up. Always 80% and up.
81% according to literature, but yeah, cool. Yeah, all right. Should they be doing that? Do they need to do it? The question is, do they need to do compound lifting, I think?
I don't think that an obstacle course racer or a tough mudderer needs to worry about squatting, deadlifting, particularly, because how often are they ever going to have their 2 feet planted like that and have to perform movements and stuff? I would suggest that a lot of their movements are going to be a little bit less predictable than that, and I think actually a lot of single leg work would be far more beneficial. So I would suggest being strong and powerful, doing split squats, doing reverse lunges, doing single leg RDLs is going to probably be far more useful. than doing squats and stuff. So I don't think they're a necessity at all. I wouldn't imagine that it would take anything away from your sport if you did them. But at the same time, I don't think it's going to take away anything from your performance if you don't do them. I think with all the other stuff thrown in, if you get strong as fuck on one leg, you'll be pretty strong doing your obstacle courses, because I'd imagine most of the time you spend the majority of the time on one leg. And the same with the upper body stuff. Like, I'm sure you have to pull yourself over obstacles and stuff. Again, I can't imagine you're going to be doing it as a perfect, like lat pull down or a perfect pull up. It's going to be like one arm up, one leg up, whatever, and all that sort of stuff. I don't think, actually, what might be going on. But I just think I wouldn't worry about it. I would, if you've said yourself you're stronger at split squatting than you are at normal squatting, so just carry on doing that and smash the shit out of it. I don't think you need I don't think that the weeks spent trying to squat and trying to relearn that movement and trying to get better at doing that and re-engineer the movement in any way, I don't think that the weeks, months spent doing that are going to benefit you. If anything, they're going to take away from you getting stronger for those few months in those single leg movements. That'd be my argument.
Yeah, I concur. I don't think so. Deadlifting straight bar, no point, literally. Deadlifting like hex bar, trap bars, I'm going to go with that. More athletic movement, turn it into whatever you want. If you want to be a push or a pull, doesn't really matter. Just put it somewhere. Probably than a squat anyway. But the squatting thing's going to be tough, because I would hazard, if you were my client, I'd be doing a hell of a lot more split squat work. And if they were doing a barbell, you'd be doing, Dan even said it was like front loaded, reverse lunges, that kind of stuff. If you really want to hit depth, then you're going to go from a deficit, because the issue is that split squats don't hit depth. Split squats go to a level which is probably where you jump from, which is probably what the obstacle course person is doing, I'm going to guess, and what you're running most. And chances are, so this was the case. Dan put a post out for like full range squatting the other day, or full range something, and then I put a little thing saying, can I make the case of half rep squatting? This is the case for half rep squatting based off athletics and athletes. That if you take a counter movement or any kind of squat jump, which is probably the thing that we're going to measure any kind of power based movement from, of like vertical height or ground reaction time, they are not going from a full range squat. You will never jump or leave the ground from that amount of flexion of your hip. Therefore, do we need to train to that depth? No, because you're not going to force generate from that portion of your hip. Only probably 10, is it plus or minus 10 to 15 degrees like of flexion from that hip, of that muscle, is going to generate power. So you probably only need to go to about 10 degrees lower than the base that you jump out from, if you get what I mean. So if you're doing a box jump, wherever you leave the floor from, go 10 degrees lower than that. That's what you need to squat to. And I'm going to guess you're probably pretty strong at that, and you can probably move that pretty rapidly. Or just stick a box there and see where it goes. If you really want to bilaterally squat, that would be the only thing I'd be doing, especially because I'm assuming your sport is more important than your lifting. That would be...
and your muscle development, probably.
And, yeah, so it's going to be muscle power development through that. It's going to be a lot better, and it's going to be used in the range that you normally run to. Then I guess when you're running as well, your hip's not flying next to your ears. It's not going. Your knee's not going past 90 degrees of hip flexion when you're running on your obstacle course, unless you might need it for. And I'm going to guess you're going to be able to push your own body weight up anyway under that. I
also think the whole thing about isolations being pointless again is just another stupid thing someone says. Like, it's just
isolation is not pointless, but like, yeah, do it if you really want to. But just do it with intensity.
I think that's the thing, is it's one of those where, like, again, like, bigger, stronger muscles individually will form a bigger, stronger movement as a compound. Like, yeah. I just think that, for example, if you're doing split squats and you're going down that route and you're training them hard and well, but you realise that actually it's your quads that are weaker than, or your glutes are weaker, then isolate them, do some high rep stuff, do some muscle, but like build some muscle there. It's only going to help. Like, it's never going to take away from what you're doing. Obviously, don't just train in it. But again, I'd even say to you, even if you couldn't do any compound movements and you're a Tough Mudder runner, but you could only do isolations, you'd still do them. still do them. Like, you're still going to benefit from doing them over not doing anything at all. I just think there's this, like I said, compound movements are really put up on a pedestal, and we talk about them for our own demographics and our own populations. But as Tom said about the half squat, there's a lot with a lot of exercise. You can make an argument for a lot of exercises.
Yeah,
like half bicep curls, you can make a claim for it if you really want. If you're a waiter, fucking make a claim for it. Why not? It's functional. But it's one of those things where you have to. It's always a very, very small percentage of people that it might apply to. So you have to think about your demographic, your majority and stuff. And I think that's where, for you, people are always going to jump on the bandwagon of, oh, well, you've got to do compound movements because they're heavy and you need to be real strong in those movements. But as we've just highlighted, actually, when you actually think about it, for you as an individual, they're not necessary. Like, because you struggle with them, you can't do them, you're actually not going to get the benefit of doing them because you can't do them as well as you want to be able to do them. And there's many other variations you can use that are just as useful. So
the things that I would start looking at, especially because I've flicked onto Natasha's profile and she does like ultra endurance stuff, and it's like long.
Watch, she's crazy then.
It's like mental, yeah. And it's going to be a factor. She's going to need like tensile strength. It's probably the biggest thing in your arsenal, because I hope she doesn't mind me saying this, that she's about 46 kilos. She's not a big frame, and she's probably never going to put on a great amount of muscle mass and doesn't need to for her sport, right? So the actual reliance on tendon strength is probably huge. Look at Mo Farah. Like, he's got no muscle mass whatsoever, but the lad can run. You think that's all coming from his muscles? No. Definitely bouncing off his tendons. So all that jumpy stuff that anybody sees me do, the plyometric stuff, actual plyometrics, not jump squats and all this bullshit. Need ground reaction force. Kind of stuff like that. So research into some basic like running mechanics and stuff like pop and floats and I don't know, pogos. Just do some fundamental movements like that to start off with, and then you start doing, it's like maybe soft landing box jumps or depth jumps or depth like reaction jumps, stuff like that. And then you'll realise what the squat needs to do. And your split squats are going to help you with that. Your hex bars, you can call it a hex bar squat, hex bar deadlift. It's the same range. You're just going from a concentric phase instead. It's fine. It looks like a squat to me. You can just go high bar. I'm assuming if your hex or trap bar has a high handle, use that. It's cool. This will give you a little bit more of a firmer base, and then start like B stance in it. Move that around, offset it. Be great. Offset stuff's gonna be great for you. And then you were like, don't sit in a sagittal plane. Jesus Christ! I want to see some like Cossacky stuff going on. See where those hips move. Reactions off the side, so single leg bounding from side to side would be big. That's what I'd start looking at. So
what we're going to do, 100 quid each for that?
Yeah, I think so.
PayPal that over. PayPal it over.
I mean, if, at least that, or just donate, Natasha. It's fine.
No, I ain't getting that. Yeah.
Oh, we got part 2 though, haven't we? So that's 1.
For fuck's sake, I remember there was a thesis.
It was good. There was a first draft. Then we gave a review, and then it got rewritten, right?
Yeah.
And then Cheeky as part 2. She wrote that. Touch on body weight goals. It's an interesting one. So not as in like what weight should you be at, but for those lifts.
Kilos always.
What?
100 kilos.
100 kilos. Just
get bigger.
Just be
enjoy
bigger.
Food.
Just be big. Be big. Everybody's beautiful. It's fine. Own your choices, mate.
Own your choices.
So bodyweight markers for major lifts. I guess this is your normal deadlift, squat, front squat, push press, press, pull up. Yeah.
I wouldn't go push press, mate. Come on, we're not fucking CrossFitters.
All right, strict press. Nobody needs to press overhead. Just go single arm dumbbell. Doesn't matter. Just messes you up, really. Yeah.
I just go bench squat and deadlift, mate. It's just the
bench,
two.
They're just the 3. That's fine. Pull up as well. Do a pull up.
Body weight.
It's she said dependent on goals, but it's also dependent on female and male. Not being sexist, but 100% is because of muscle mass retention. So I
don't think it depends on your goal though. Like I know that I get that.
This I don't get that as well.
Hypertrophy,
so
endurance doesn't really matter.
Getting strong as fuck, losing weight, hypertrophy, sports dependent.
They're all the same.
I would say it's less of a necessity to have a really heavy bench press if you're a sprinter.
Yeah.
That's obvious, but I think you'd probably like be powerful at it anyway. I don't. There are percentages. It's an ideal. I have a prerequisite for 6 months to 12 months for clients of where I want them to get to, and if we don't get them there, then I feel like it's either I have to redo and look.
They want their £270 a session.
Then I review and look what was the reason, what could I have done better, what could they have done better to get to the goals that I have a prerequisite of. That's age dependent as well sometimes. So
some 8-year-old woman trying to
like at least pull-ups, like five pull-ups, right?
Of course. Well, they weigh less, right? So
got more time. They get to the gym more. Got no excuses.
Twice a day training.
More expendable income. Yeah. No, there's like prerequisites for so females it's like 5 to 10 push-ups, and then it's to do 1 to 3 pull-ups. Usually based off if they're a kind of a generally athletic population, but it's usually push-ups and pull-ups. Not really fussed about. It's like goblet squats and just trap bar deadlifts are the other two. But say body weight percent, like the general I go to the gym. I said it was like bench press your own body weight. Mm-hmm. Is this for guys and girls or not? It's generally like 25% less, isn't it, for girls?
Yeah,
I think so. 0.75 your own body weight. This is for 1 rep, I believe. And then 1.5 times your body weight for squat.
Yeah.
And then 2 times your body weight for deadlifts.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's generally you go to the gym and you should be able to do this. That's the general theme. I think if you want to start lifting properly, you probably add 25 or 0.25 to half onto all those things. So to think about, because competing in powerlifting, you probably want to at least go 1.25 to 1.5 times.
Yeah, if you add half on those, you're strong. You're pretty strong.
So look at Dan. He's weak as piss. So
to be fair, I probably couldn't 1.5 bench at the moment.
1.5 bench.
I don't think I could do, because I think that'd be about 115. I think I could do that right now. Could probably do the rest of it.
I'd probably have to do 125ish. I think I'd have a go. I'm not too sure I can. I've been doing a lot of football bar work. Be interesting to see whether that correlates, and a lot of single arm pressing. So I'm smashing the single arm press at the moment. Quite impressed with myself. I'm pretty sure I can. Just to get abs, mate. That's it. That's all I want to do. Just single arm press for abs. What? Anti-rotation? No. Working those obliques.
Waste of time.
Absolutely waste of time. And then squat. What am I about? 80 something. I'm not there yet. I've definitely got over 1.5. But yeah.
Old man hips.
But I'm almost back at 2. I need to get back to 190, 195 at competing, and then I need to. My deadlift's fine. Always will be.
Yeah.
Easy.
Just round back up, don't you?
Just round it. Just fine. Just yank it up. But those are the general things. So I think females, it's like the bench is 0.75, then squat your body weight, and then I think.
We shouldn't discriminate. Why are we discriminating? It should be the same. Should be the same, shouldn't it? Yeah, but it should be there. Why are they different, mate? Why are they treated any different?
Because they don't retain as much muscle mass, do they, Dan?
Well, they shouldn't stop them.
Okay, cool. Then
if they believe it, mate, they want to do it.
100% they can do it. Yeah, I don't see why not.
Mate, I think you're just trying to suggest that men are better than women or something. Over here.
Definitely, that's definitely the vibe I'm giving off.
I don't think you can say that. I don't think you can give, but I don't think you can give men and women targets for it. I don't think that works.
I'm going to go back to my lecturer, who always said, men are women are different, don't compare.
Men and women are different.
Yeah, 100%.
The way they play sport's different as well. Just going to throw that out there.
Yeah.
Don't know why I've said that.
Dan's digging a grave now. So
yeah, let's talk about... No, let's not. Let's not, because we'll get into a fucking argument.
Trouble. All right, moving on to next question, I believe. Oh, Jesus Christ. I shouldn't have put the question thing up because Natasha's gone at it again. I'm checking my Instagram as I go.
Oh my God. Yeah, we're answering it, okay?
Alright, Jesus Christ.
Calm down.
Check your DMs, Tom. Right. So, if you could go back and start again. So, this is... if you could go back and start again with fitness, nutrition, what would you do differently?
What, as like doing it, or as a job, or what?
This is from Rosemary Kate, one of your clients, sorry. No.
Huh? Who? What?
I have no idea. If you could go back and start again with fitness or nutrition, what would you do differently?
I'd listen to me right now. I'd follow me and I'd follow all my advice.
Like, yeah.
Do you know what?
20-year-olds should train like 40-year-olds.
Genuinely, I think you have to appreciate it, to appreciate the fact you don't need to be extreme with it. I think you have to go through it yourself. Like I think when I was younger, I probably had people that posted about not being extreme and how you can have one bad day and all this, and I just didn't listen, just ignored it because I didn't want to hear it. And I think you're going to say something?
Oh yeah. I remember Dan prepping for his first diet, maybe.
Yeah, probably.
So he came in every morning. He'd have his it was either mince and rice and peas or chicken and rice and peas. Every morning, like this is before 7 a.m. and you're like, yeah, just got to do it, innit?
Yeah, just got to get
that
in.
was got to be about 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, but I also think that by doing that, again, you learn how to diet, better, how to affect less people around you, and all this sort of stuff. And I think I have this discussion so many times with people. They're like, "Oh, I wish." Like with clients, like, oh, I wish I, was coached by you 4 years ago. I wouldn't have made all these mistakes. I'm like, yeah, but the mistakes is what's led you to me now. Like, you wouldn't have got there. So this is a really cringe bullshit answer, but I wouldn't change it because I don't think you could. I don't think you would be where you are if you'd have been doing it this way. I don't think 20 somethings can listen to my advice. I don't think 20-year-olds listen to my advice and take it on board because they want the extreme. They want to believe it's the pre-workout. They want to take the pre-workout because their favorite bodybuilder does. They want to do all that stuff because it makes them a bit different to their mates, or it makes them doing that extra 1% that they think is going to make a difference, and they just don't listen. But I mean, that aside, I wish I hadn't wasted so much fucking money on supplements. Like, I would have. Like, now I don't buy any supplements. I buy some whey protein, which I don't class as a supplement. But other than that, I just don't buy any. Like, the stuff that I've got in there, I still don't even take it every day. I fucking forget all the time. That's like fish oils. Like, I forget. Yeah. And I just wouldn't buy into that whole shit, and I'd have saved myself thousands and thousands of pounds. I used to remember when I used to work in football as an intern. No, it must have not been intern. It must have been the first year that I was there. And I used to wait until payday to buy my supplements. I remember it. I'd be like, what am I gonna buy when payday hits? And I'd spend 150 quid at my protein, and it'd be everything, and it'd be a waste of time. Looking back, it's a waste of time. That'd probably be the main thing, and also not chopping and changing my training program all the time, and not believing that like the basic squat, dead, push. Because I went through a phase of thinking, I remember reading the program, and it was like, oh yeah, just do that. It was like, I think it was the first time I saw Wendler's program or something like that, and I was like, nah, can't be that simple. Can't be that simple. And then we did it for like a year, and we were like, fuck, that really worked. We were like, shit, really strong now.
I wish I'd done 5-3-1 when I was younger for longer. Basically, if you've done a 5-3-1 for a year to 2 years, when you're
as bad as it sounds, I wish I'd have met you.
22.
I wish I'd have met you a lot younger, because I think when we trained together, we had that training plan together though, and we did that, and that's what made it. That's what made it. And again, looking back, it wasn't necessarily the plan that was so good. It was the fact that we turned up to do it, and we had that accountability to just turn up and do it for like a year.
We were just like,
and we stuck to a plan, and we both were like, "Oh, I'm getting a bit bored." It's like, "No, stick to it. No, keep doing it." And
believe it or not, when we worked at the same gym together, we looked at our diaries and blocked out our training sessions together.
We did, mate. Just like we did podcast now. Do you know what I mean?
That was so sad, then. Yeah,
mate, but it worked though.
3-4 times a week, we would have, like, we were training clients, we'd block out.
But we only used to train 3 or 4 times a week. That's the other thing as well. Like, we weren't. Again, going
barely
through phase.
Do that now, mate. Like,
Like,
I wish.
I think it's funny, isn't it? But like I said, I think you have to go through that, and you have to. I think at the right time in your life, you find the right people or the right advice, and that's why I think a lot of people that I resonate with, a lot of clients I work with, are similar to me with like how busy they are, or their lifestyle doesn't lead to them training 7 days a week. It doesn't lead them to all that, or they're burnt out from it and they're sick of it. And it's like, because that's what I talk about, because you don't need to do that. I don't think many sort of like 19, 20-year-olds first get into fitness want to hear that you can only train 3 or 4 times a week and chill out a little bit.
Whoa,
they they want to do everything they possibly can. Like it's understandable.
Just do more. Get junk volume in, mate.
Yeah, I think you just have to appreciate, and you have to go through all that. You have to go through all that to understand.
You do, yeah.
It's unnecessary.
You have to have those.
You
You have to learn, right? The nutrition stuff. I don't know. I did a similar thing when I was trying to lose weight. I got fat at uni, and then I don't know. I wish I bought like green coffee bean extract, caffeine crap, and all this other stuff, and then was believing that was helping me, even though I dropped a shit ton of weight because I was on a day on day off fasting diet. Like 300, 400 calories on one day, and then eat what you like on the other day. I dropped a lot of weight then, but I was taking my green coffee extract and all my other stuff. So pretty sure it was that.
Sure.
Pretty sure it was that.
Must be
regimented. I was so regimented when I was doing that. Yeah, the program hopping's big. I wish I'd learnt about my hips earlier. Injuries happen though, I feel like, but I think I spent too long in one kind of squat style, in particular like low barring. If I were to look at people's mechanics again, I would encourage them to do more offset, and 100%. I think people should do more unilateral work than bilateral work as an injury prevention tool, and to get stronger. Shock. I think that's the case. Like I said today on one of my posts, it was just like I've only got 2 squat things in at the moment, so I don't need to do any more. Doing all the other junk volume comes from other stuff. So I've got 2 fundamental squat patterns. That's about it, and they're boring as hell. My session today was bench, pull up, and split squat. Sit, done. I was like in, out, 45 minutes. Blam. See you later. So I worked at the right intensity. I knew what weights I was lifting, but didn't faff around, basically. Interesting. Yeah. I wish I could do that back then. I definitely did more 2-hour sessions when I was 20 than I do now. 1,000%. Unless it's uphill walking. Love uphill walking. All right, next.
That was a big sigh, mate.
This is a big sigh because we know Emily. On point. Thoughts on celebrities' influencers giving out advice on what they're not qualified in. Basically, should social media be regulated, or is everyone entitled to post advice?
I think Emily knows the answer to the question, but at the same time, I think that my question would be: are these celebrities smart enough to know that they're doing it wrong? That they're doing wrong?
Remember Dan's average person analogy.
Yeah, I like half the time. I genuinely don't like. This could be me. This could be me being very naive. I think it could be actually. Now I think about it more. I think I'm being a bit naive, but you can't tell me that someone like Joey Essex, for example, because he's thick as shit. Everyone knows that. That's not slander. He generally is. Gets approached by Booty, right? He's not going, show me the evidence this works. Show me the evidence this works. No. They're going, I'll give you 10 grand to post about it. He goes, yeah, it must work because they wouldn't be allowed to say it otherwise. They wouldn't be allowed to. That's his thought might be. They wouldn't be allowed to talk about it otherwise.
Someone else would have checked this.
Yeah, he'll be like, well, surely it's regulated, and he doesn't know it's not regulated. Only we know, right? And I think part of me thinks that there could be a small part of me thinks an element like that. I think there's other celebs who fucking aren't that stupid who probably do know that this shit doesn't work. They don't ever take the product or whatever. But again, like this is the other thing that annoys me is like it's only because it's come out on social media when it's an ad that people get annoyed. But yet we've seen ads for Head and Shoulders, Claudia Winkleman. Like she doesn't use Head and Shoulders, bullshit. Like you know that, right? But you don't.
I do.
But you don't have a go at her because she's promoting a product on an advert. But yet on social media, someone does it. You do. And I think it's because it's a bit more, maybe you feel more connected, or it's not a TV advert. But again, it's all that sort of stuff. Like you see someone on a TV advert, they're obviously paid to do that, and everyone sits there going, "Oh yeah, they're just paid to do that." But on social media, they don't, and it's that thing of like, "Oh, they must use it," and all that sort of shit. It's like if it's paid for as an ad, it's obvious, right? Claudia Winkleman knows that Head and Shoulders isn't better than a current shampoo because she doesn't use it. She uses her other shampoo that costs more money. Like, so I think there's that element to it where it's kind of like it's not. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm contradicting myself a little bit. Obviously, the celebrities are at fault up to a point, But I think Emily's point about it being regulated, social media being regulated. I think it's the products that should be regulated. Like, if Booty are coming out and saying, like, we've got a weight loss product, they need to fundamentally show that product causes weight loss.
Also, like, as we live in a country of free speech, and we have that. We're a democracy, so I don't think regulated. We have I know cyber police and stuff like that are going to take down stuff that's particularly hurtful. But if it's opinion, then I'm in the camp of it. It's your opinion. Cool. All right. You can take it however you like. But if it's an opinion, then you'll have to do what you like. I don't realise that people are like, oh, well, no, free speech, you're wrong.
I think consumers need to wise up. I think consumers need to wise up because,
it's just about products, though, man. You're coming from that opinion, from that angle. If it's about products and fitness-based stuff, but what about politics and religion and that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I mean that's a whole fucking cut the fish you're opening there. But
I realise. But then surely does that not get regulated as well?
I think, just from what Emily was talking about, I read it or heard it as they're endorsing products, like celebrities endorsing things, like stuff like that. I don't think that's what I heard it as, anyway.
Giving advice, they're not
giving advice. Well, yeah,
and then should social media be regulated within the fitness world? Yeah.
Well, we're giving advice, and it's up to you.
We're not regulated. We're not regulated.
But I don't know. I think like some people out there think the Earth's flat, so yeah.
That's true. I think we should know
that. Don't you, Tom?
Mate.
Don't you? But the problem is it will never be regulated, so it never will be. It can't be. I tell you what I heard the other day.
And we'd run out of content if it was. So
exactly that. Did you hear about Harry Maguire's idea for social media? How to stop trolls. I can't believe no one's ever thought of it. There's obviously a reason they don't do it. It's because not everyone has one. But he was like, when you sign up for a social media account, you should have to put in like your passport number or your driving license number or some sort of social ID, so that you're held accountable. Then it's like actually your account, because obviously anyone can go on there and have 10 fake profiles and send abuse to people. But if it was fundamentally being able to, you could actually be identified by you.
I always said this for people. It's probably people that are rubbed the wrong way for this. For people allowed to vote in this country, they should bring their passport, and they should have a passport.
Well, I saw a thing the other day about how like the voting thing, like the amount of voting fraud that happens is like less than 0.1% or something like that, because there was a big thing about it.
Yeah, but also we wouldn't be in this pickle about Brexit, so.
Well, yeah. But I think it's that whole thing of like with that, I just think that then people are held accountable to what they say and what they do, and then the police can go, well, that was your Instagram account, and yeah, they might be able to go, oh, I was hacked or whatever and all that sort of stuff. But I do think it would cut it down a lot, because obviously it's the anonymous thing that you're allowed to do it. I mean, I know we've gone off track here about fucking social media, but yeah, it won't be regulated. It can't be regulated because our industry's not regulated. Like Tom can call himself a nutritionist, like if he wanted to.
Whoa, I can.
It's that whole thing of you just have to be careful who you listen to for advice, and that's where the other thing about this is that's where you cannot in our industry have a go at people for calling out bad advice. Like, I hate this when people say just focus on yourself, just be positive, don't be negative. Fuck off, because no one else is regulating it. Like, to highlight bad practice and to therefore highlight good practice, I have to call out bad advice and bad shit that I see, because otherwise no one else is going to do it. So that's one thing that I can't stand about the fitness industry is when people go like, oh, you shouldn't call people out, you shouldn't call out. No, you shouldn't call bad information out, bad advice. There's a difference between being personal and attacking someone, between that and calling out bad advice. Like me, when I did that video about the dumbbells, the rotator cuff movements, the amount of comments and messages, no, you're wrong, that's fine. No, it's not fine. It's not fine. You're an idiot. Like, it's not fine. But it's that whole thing of, like, you can't have a go at people for calling out bad advice and bad practice, because otherwise it would take over. Because it's not going to get regulated. So, yeah, don't sit around waiting for that to happen.
It never will. Right. Simple ways to ensure your client is in a calorie deficit when it's their first time addressing their diet.
Just give them chicken and veg every day. All day.
Yeah.
All day. No, there's a couple of things you can do. Firstly, monitoring their weight. If they're losing weight, they're probably in a calorie deficit.
Yeah.
And likewise, even if they're for a couple of weeks they don't drop any weight, that doesn't mean they're not. But over time, 2 months, 3 months, it would drop. You don't hold on to water for that long, basically. If they are getting hungry, is also a kind of a good sign. Tom's been attacked by a dog.
The dogs are. Yeah, jeez. It's alright. I'm on the top floor, aren't I? So.
Yeah, that's true, mate. Yeah. If they're eating loads and loads of veg and stuff or whatever, they might not be as hungry. But being hungry is kind of a good sign, because it probably means they're eating less than they need. Obviously, there are other things that affect hunger hormones than just calories in. Volume of food, etc., is something. Things like that are useful. Other than getting them to track their food intake. Whether they're starting to feel slightly lower on energy, that can be an indicator. Like generally, if my clients are like, I'm feeling quite lethargic and tired, it's usually because they're been on a calorie deficit for say sort of that 8 to 12 weeks. Because again, your body has less available energy. It needs to then find it from the body fat. So you just generally feel less alert and less energetic. Anything else, Tom, that you know of? You don't know anything, do you?
No, I don't do nutrition, mate.
Training performance can sometimes suffer.
But if it's their first time addressing their diet, I still think people are still but it depends on training age and stuff like that. So, I mean, I've never addressed my diet, and I would probably suffer if I started to cut it back, right? Don't know, mate. Just don't know. Just give them a calorie goal. That's all we need to do.
But I would say all that sort of stuff is going to be a kind of like goal, but again, there's no actual way of knowing.
But yeah, that's all behaviours. It's certain behaviours that I think it's genuinely you start to know, and it's probably more making them. I think the biggest thing is making them aware of some of the decisions that they make.
Yeah,
is your job as a coach, right? You're making them aware of what's happening. And you're making them aware that it may impact them negatively, and then you give them not just one, but maybe 2, 3 alternatives that they again take the power of the choice of what they're about to do next. Instead of you're like, all right, we're going to take this one away, but you've got the choice of doing this.
Yeah,
do it, and then you might get buy-in. Or if it's particular of a client that wants to seize control, that's about personality profiling. But if it's somebody that's just like, you need to intermittently fast, cool, then you're going to cut out times. If not, then they need choices to take control back from the coach. Trick your clients, right? That's all you have to do. All right, last thing. I think this will be the last thing of the show, mate. Dangerously long. Gymshark. Dan knows lots of clothing for this. So,
I have lots of Gymshark clothing. Don't worry about it.
So yeah, you funded them enough. So I don't own one piece of Gymshark clothing. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's because you don't train, that's what I mean.
Very true. No. I don't think I've ever really bought training gear from that lad last week. Bought the gear.
Yeah.
But no. I've discussed this a couple of times. They're like, what do you wear to train? I was like, tops. Just
clothing?
Clothes.
You know about, bro?
It was like, I think at every job I've ever had, they've given me stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously, because when we worked in football, we used to get kit all the time.
I've still got loads of it.
I've still got loads of it as well.
But I don't like wearing it in the gym.
Not like the top. Yeah, I'll wear my shorts. That's fine. But yeah, I'll generally wear shorts and all that kind of stuff all the time. And third space stuff we get all the time. So I never really. And then tops, I just wear tops. Just wear a top that you want that's comfy. It's crazy. I can't stand the normal training material. It stinks. Oh, I know.
I wear cotton. Like, yeah, I just wear cotton t-shirts all the time.
Like, it stinks after one session, and you're like, oh, this needs to wash. This needs to wash. This needs to wash, and it just gets gross as well. Don't really understand that. Anyway, so Gymshark. Thoughts on the Gymshark air quotes conditioning app from Jack. So yeah, the things I do for you, Jack. All right, in my my hour of break I had today, eight clients, 9 hours, pretty good, isn't it? It's a lot of £270.
That is a lot of money.
It's a lot of money, mate. So I had to sign up. They had to ask me for my date of birth. I'm not sure it might need that. The units of measure I wanted to do. My gender. I put a prefer not to say on my gender, so who knows? my email on. So I put that because it did say it was an indicator for my gender based off the programs, and I was like, interesting. I'm going to prefer not to say because I want.
Hang on, so Gymshark is saying that men and women should train differently. Controversial.
Controversial.
Just saying.
After what we've just been through, not too sure, mate. So
should they?
There's a premium. I haven't paid for that. Sorry. I could write it off as research essentially and claim the thing back.
Definitely research.
It's definitely research. It says, yeah, if I really wanted to, I could claim the tax back on it because it's research. But I'm not going to bother because it's going to take up too much of my time. Yeah, but we got some athletes on here. Dan actually told me who they are. I don't know any of them.
Not surprising.
Like, it's not Dina Asher Smith or like Justin Gatlin or anything, so they're not real athletes, are they?
Wow. Well, they're similar. They take drugs, so it's similar.
Justin Gatlin. Dina's lovely. So
Justin Gatlin, that's what I meant.
Yeah, interesting. What do I think of it? It's interesting. Basically,
it's truly dreadful is probably what it is.
Basically, from the free one, the premium one may be way better, okay?
Really though?
But as far as I can see, they've set it out like with the little circles, so it looks a bit like an Instagram story that you click on the person.
Yeah.
And then it's very nice. It's easy to use. Cool. The plans itself, like this is where I'm not worried about my job.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Because there's been a few people like Gym-based. I'm like, oh, but there's people that go towards apps and they just use that, and I'm like,
what?
They're not. They're just really not, because the quality of care and the quality of content is barbaric compared to what somebody can do. Even a bad,
I actually
bad
think,
trainer.
Like, we had this discussion before, haven't we? That I actually think personal training is going to make a resurgence. It's going to be bigger.
I think it's
only going to be going up.
And
because I think the last few years has been a big trend to go online. And I think now people are getting found out online. People are getting found out, and
because they all prescribe this.
Yeah.
Because the online coaching may get found out because the training programs are so basic and so fundamentally shit because they haven't been to a programming workshop once in a blue moon and gone to learn off somebody who may know something about programming.
They still do like a shoulder day.
Yeah. So one of these is a 5-day workout plan, and then I asked Dan. I was like, I don't do body part splits, so I have no idea what's going on. 2 leg days.
Why?
An upper pull day, an upper push day, and a shoulder day.
Shoulder day.
Shoulders get their own day.
They're not worked in push and pull.
They don't. No, none of that, mate.
No.
Not too sure. I mean, if we were doing 5-day split, what would we do, Dan? Like, it would be push pull legs upper lower, right?
Probably, yeah. Or depending on if it was a female, lower upper lower.
Yeah.
3 lowers or 3 uppers for a guy. I might not even do push pull upper. I might do upper.
I mean, you might be like
those
loads of variations. Upper lower, full body.
It certainly wouldn't be chest, back, shoulders.
No, it's not enough, is it? But interestingly, there's a plyometric one in here. So a plyometric 1-day workout, which is
so you are out of job then.
I am out of job. That's all I do.
That's the only thing you can do. So,
funnily enough, I didn't talk about the stretch shortening cycle in here, and not talking about like ground reaction force and what's actually happening in the plyometric phase. So I think I'm alright, but jump lunges, jump squats, burpees. Burpees. There's like 4 exercises in it. Like, it's not plyometric at all. Yeah.
Probably the circuit is it as well. Probably.
It's interesting the difference between plyometric and ballistic. I'll explain that on a later date, but
we haven't got that long.
We haven't got that long, mate. But it's interesting, the plans. Guess what the rep range, if I just click on one. So let's go on and start an athlete plan. Arms. Oh no, that's not free. I need to go on free one, don't I? Plans.
Paying for me.
I don't want to pay for. Try for free. Deadlift. Build from the bottom. Yeah, there we go. So we've got a full body build from the bottom plan. Oh, it's going to go through. So we've got pulse squats, hip thrusts, Bulgarian split squats, cable pull throughs, seated Arnold press, and a cable bicep curl. That's got
to be a female workout.
That's the female full body workout.
Of course it is. Full body. 4 exercises of glutes.
Yeah, 4 glutes and 2 uppers. Arnold shoulders and bicep curls. But yeah, rep ranges, Daniel.
10.
No, 12.
12, sorry.
Female,
10.
mate. It's female.
I even nearly went 10 to 15 as well in the range.
Yeah, so we've got 12.
Sets, 12?
4 sets of 12.
Yeah,
4 sets of 12.
4 sets of 12 deadlifts did they hit?
No. 4 sets of 12 pole squats. Then
Pole
4 sets
squats.
of 12.
They're
They're a thing. 4 sets of hip thrusts, 12 reps. 3 sets of 12 Bulgarian split squats. 3 sets of 12 cable pull throughs. So we've gone over probably our MRV.
So the Gymshark app requires you to be able to count to 12.
Yeah, no, 15, mate. Seated Arnold press, 3 sets of 15.
Wow.
And then cable bicep curls, 3 sets of 15. So they're over the 40 reps mark for all of their things. So they should grow. Not sure what the intensity will be at, but it's very interesting.
One of these apps. I would love one of the apps just to sort of give like 3 sets of 11 or 9.
Yeah, so would I. Just like, it doesn't matter. Like,
just fuck people up.
Just put it in there. But it's really interesting. So what I thought, Dan, is because I flicked through there was a create your own one. So I was like, that's a little bit better. So what's good about this app is you can create your own plan, which is all right. But the the exercises are interesting. So what I thought, I'd pick out some of the names. Obviously, the ones that we don't really know. I'm assuming Dan will not know, but he'll give me a description, 100%. Okay? So let's start off with an easy one. There is an exercise, so in alphabetical order, we got Around the Worlds.
Oh, not that fucking thing with the plate around the end.
There we go. Yeah, you nailed it. You nailed it in one.
Man.
Mate, you're so good. So stuff that I don't really do. So we've got, can you describe the difference between box step-ups and box power step-ups?
No. Box power step-ups probably done without a weight, or you have to do a little jump at the top or something.
No. Interestingly enough, so a box step-up, you just step up onto the thing, alternately. And then the box power step-up, when you step up, you bring the other leg up and like into...
I'll drive it up into hip flexion.
Drive it up into hip flexion as well. And then you step back down.
That makes all the difference.
Apparently it's also called a Russian step-up. Didn't know that.
Is it?
I just call it good sense and what I'd make a lot of people do with their step-ups anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah. Interesting. You're doing well, mate. Cat-cow. You know what that one is, isn't you?
A what?
A cat-cow. Oh, what's interesting about this, on apps like this, that especially for free, there is a clean on here, and it is possibly the worst demonstrated clean I've ever seen on
That's
the
how
video.
Jim does it though, so...
It is truly awful. Alright, what we got? A standard one, donkey kickback.
Brilliant.
You know that one, right?
Yeah,
Can you
mate.
describe it to me?
You basically get on all fours and then just kick a leg out while it's attached to a cable, or while you've got a dumbbell dangling behind the back of your knee, or on a Smith machine, probably. Kicking up on a Smith machine, potentially.
Yeah? I think it's probably about right, isn't it?
Yeah. Ridiculous exercise.
Oh, it's interesting. So we've got... So this is just one word. Scissors.
Oh, is that like lying on your back, your legs in the air, and like crossing them over?
Yeah! Wow! You're so good.
Yeah, I've done that before.
You've done that before. You programmed them. How many reps do you do?
Oh, you've got to be at least 15 on that, surely.
Yeah, at least 15. Like, so you do one leg more than the other. One leg gets 8 and one leg gets 7.
No, I think you're 15 each leg, probably.
15 each time. That seems harsh. But scissors, interesting. Side bends, mate. There's some side bends in there.
There is. Fucking hell, these apps, man. Like you said, we're never going to be out of work though, because that's what you're up against.
Yeah. Supermans.
Is that what we would call bird dogs?
No, because that's what I would have. Yeah.
Or maybe it's not like lying down on your front, like almost like like the Cobras or something. Like, is it like one?
So not a day goes by that I watch an episode of Superman that he doesn't do one of these during his episode.
Ridiculous.
Basically, in a skydive position, and then you kind of like, I don't know, look like a seal.
Just going to
Yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, Superman usually does that, doesn't he?
Fucking hell.
Toe touches.
Oh, I reckon that's going to be where you... I don't think that's going to be like a jackknife. I think it's going to be more a case of like you have your knees bent, lying on your back, and you have to like tap your heel. No, that'd be heel taps, wouldn't it?
So you have to lie on your back and you touch
Yeah,
your feet.
almost, yeah, jackknife basically. That's what you
Yeah.
call that.
Pretty much. Oh, and I think lastly, because I thought it was an interesting way to call this, up downs. Come on,
Burpee.
up down.
It's a burpee.
No. What's an up down?
Up,
Dan,
down.
what is an up down? Come on,
I don't know.
mate. You're gonna fail your personal training level 3 if you don't know this.
Oh, I failed then. Still haven't got it, so don't worry about it.
They had to give it to me. One of these, mate.
No, that's not. No, that's ridiculous. That's
It's a flutter kick, isn't it?
flutter kick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Up, down.
Up down.
It's not very descriptive, is it?
I asked one of the I listed all these to trainers. Like he was like, "What? Just get up and get down, right?" He was like toe touch. You just touch his toes. If so, this is what's crazy. Without like the video, these things don't mean anything. So yeah, job's safe. It's interesting, but obviously we've taken the negative things of this app. I'm sure there are plenty of positives.
I'm sure there isn't, Tom. I'm sure there actually isn't, mate. That's not.
I mean,
Let's
at
not
least
do that
it gives a
fake credit thing.
basic guideline into doing something. But if you really want to plan, go find yourself a decent PT who might be able to write you something perfect.
I know two.
Yeah?
Yeah. Steve Cook, Whitney Simmons, Gymshark athletes.
What, decent PTs?
Yeah.
Alright, fair. I thought you were going to say me and Mike. I thought you would be really complimentary then, but obviously not. No, absolutely fine, mate. Alright, that kind of covers ridiculous things on the internet as well. Thank you for those questions. We like doing those shows every now and again because we don't have to come up with content, truthfully.
Why?
That's pretty much why, and we just get to sit there and answer them and chat. Alright, any other business, my friend?
None from me.
None. We'll be switching recordings to Monday, I believe,
Yeah.
because
Basketball practice.
Dan's got to
mate.
play basketball. He's got to practice getting taller. So it'll be interesting when we get to
Mate, I'm going to start doing all that tendon loading stuff. And
tendon
just
load.
learn how to jump
You'll
higher.
actually, if you do that, you'll be better.
I'll actually jump higher.
Just
So
saying.
I'll be able to
Just-
dunk.
just
Imagine if I
saying.
just rocked up one day and could dunk. I'll be like, oh, yeah, it's because Tom Hall, he told me to start doing
Just
this.
saying. I mean, if you get a good coach, then it might happen.
Burpees, yeah? You said burpees?
Burpees, jump squats, and something else. Can't remember. I'll send you the link to the app. Right.
Cheers. Thanks.
That's all right, mate. Right. On that note, I ain't got any business, so we'll catch you next week.
See you later.